So we have a breaking news update for you, and oh boy, this is a very weird one because you remember that the Indian women's cricket team are in Bangladesh right now for a white ball tour. They won the T20I series, but India have made a losing start to the ODI series, and it's a big loss when you're looking at it.
Yes, I mean when we look at this series so far, this tour so far, we started off with three T20Is and just one of them was a convincing win. Two of those matches were, one of them we lost of course, and the second T20 that we had, India bundled out for just 94 runs. So that's not good sign. And today we're seeing a big loss for India.
Yeah.
India women have lost by 40 runs, which is an incredibly huge margin for an international team like India.
Especially when you consider the disparities, and you'd remember that India, by the way, up until this point, have never lost an ODI to Bangladesh. It's that historic a victory for the Bangladesh women's team that this is the first time they've beaten India in this format. So it was expected that, and if you're an Indian fan, you're expecting that this would be a good series, test out some young players, maybe kind of, get back into the groove of things, because again, India haven't played international cricket or any cricket really since the conclusion of the WPL. Unfortunately, what this tour has done is kind of expose your lack of bench strength.
I mean, we do have bench strength.
It's just
that we haven't been utilizing them in the best way possible. This is a concern that had been, that has been coming in since the squad was announced, because a lot of young players have been doing well. Someone like Renuka Thakur, someone like Richa Ghosh, Saika Ishak had been left out. When talking about veterans, Shikha Pandey, who was one of the best bowlers in the WPL, was left out as well. So we're looking at a very puzzled situation, because when we pick a few players in front of other players who've done well, you of course expect them to do better than those players who have been left out. But in this case, it's clear that Indian team is sort of confused at the moment, because when we look at the scorecard,
and this is trust me when I say it does not make for pretty reading. You can see this full screen right about now, but in the first innings, the Bangladesh team had batted first, and again, remember, this was, I think, India had won the toss, if I'm not wrong. They chose to bowl. Or Bangladesh won the toss. I don't remember either which way. Bangladesh batting first. At that point, you're thinking India will bundle them out cheaply, and they did that. I mean, 152 in 43 overs. Remember, this was a rain-reduced game. There was a significant rain shower in between, which meant it got reduced to a 44 over a side match. So Bangladesh in 43 overs were bundled out for 152. That point you're thinking easy win for India. Okay, we know that this pitch has been used for 3 T20Is prior, but 153, you take that chase on most occasions. Unfortunately, what ended up happening was this. To say that this is a disaster of epic proportions would be a bit of an understatement, because again, a lot of your top players, again your experienced players, Smriti Mandhana 11, Harmanpreet Kaur 5, Jemima 10. Deepti Sharma was really the only one who stepped up, but you knew she was coming into bat here. Once she was dismissed, it was always going to be an uphill task for the remainder of the team, and that's how it proved.
And I think at this moment, those concerns that are coming in when the squad was announced are kind of, quite telling at the moment, because when we look at it, of course, in recent times, the batting lineup of the Indian women's squad has been a problem. But now it looks like the Indian bowling lineup is just as weak right now.
Exactly.
Because when we're up against a team like Bangladesh, of course, you'd expect a one-sided dominant performance from India, but this time we've been proved wrong, because Bangladesh have come in with incredible bowling talent. Like we're looking at Marufa Akhtar, who's been playing for Bangladesh. Rabea Khatun is someone who's new and is a right arm, leg break bowler. And also,
I mean, look at Marufa Akhtar. Got through the top order, then went through the bottom. So she's done really well in this match. 4 wickets.
Even in the third T20, she was. I think she got 4 wickets, 3 to 4 wickets in that game as well. So she's been a bowler who's been troubling our batters, and especially the top order, and as we see the middle order as well now, because I think Nahida Akhtar is also
another one,
brilliant, slow left arm orthodox bowler who's been doing very well, as we can see now.
And look at. In fact, you look at this team, and you're like, okay, where's the continuity? Because again, yes, you know you've had a Smriti, you've had a Harmanpreet, you've had a Jemima and Deepti, of course. But other than that, someone like Priya Punia coming in, I don't know. Personally, I would have preferred seeing Shafali being blooded over there, but that's just my call. Yastika Bhatia again. I don't know. They were trying Richa Ghosh for a while. Just drop that experiment altogether. But she's there in the Asian Games. Don't ask me the logic. I don't understand it, because you're seeing so many of these new players come in, and you're like, wait, what's the logic here? You already had a team that was needing experience in terms of like even the likes of. I mean, Jemima is also herself not very old. And she's been
not very old but very experienced.
Yeah, but I'm saying she's still someone who requires seasoning.
Yes.
The same could have been said for Shafali. Again, Shafali, we know what ability she brings, but she needs seasoning. How is she going to get that seasoning if she's not playing?
I know, and I don't understand how someone like a Richa Ghosh was left out of the squad.
For what reason? Exactly.
For what reason, we're not sure, because in the under 19 World Cup, she was, I think, the batter with the highest strike rate in the whole tournament.
Exactly.
And then she performed brilliantly at the Emerging Asia Cup as well.
WPL too, she did decently well, so I don't understand.
And she's been very promising in the domestic circuit as well.
True.
So leaving out someone, a young talent like Richa Ghosh, is, a
bit of a head scratcher.
Yeah, a bit of a head scratcher as well, because if we had been seeing someone like a Richa Ghosh opening or even at number 3 today, maybe we could have had a little more stability in the batting lineup.
And if you're looking at what is the biggest criticism one has of the Indian team, is that too often than not you have batters who are more like anchors.
Right.
So they look to score big runs but not necessarily at a quick rate. If you subscribe to that theory, you'd say that the ODI format is perfect for them. They don't need to be playing aggressively. You have 44 overs to chase down 150 runs. That's not a big target, regardless of how tough the pitch may be. All you need is one good partnership. Because even if you look at the Bangladesh this thing, I mean, none of them really got big runs, but you had a Fargana Hoke who got 27, Nigar Sultana, who's of course their skipper, their best batsman, got 39, and that was a big difference maker, because even she had been saying that I need to be scoring more runs. She wasn't really among the runs during the T20Is, but here a 39 really proved to be the difference, because again, hers and if not for Sultana's and Hoke's contributions, you didn't have much else. 10, 12, 16, but you didn't have that one major or two major performances from this batting lineup. The best you had was a 20 from Deepti, which came when you'd already lost 5 wickets.
So. Exactly. It's it is a shame at this point, because when we were having the pre-tour press conference as well, the interim head coach, of course we've been without a head coach
for a while,
for a long time now, and the interim head coach Nushin Al-Khadir, who had come in for this tour especially, talked about that they weren't willing to experiment in this tour, because even though India is a much stronger team, they weren't underestimating a team like Bangladesh, because they had seen the potential at the Emerging Asia Cup, where of course these players, Rabea and Nahida had played. Yeah. So I get that point, but again, this isn't experimentation. I mean, it's just a weird combination.
It's saying no experimentation when you've picked a team that has left out so many players who have been doing well. Exactly. You're trying to blood new players, which clearly shows you're experimenting, and now you're struggling as a result, because again, I know and I understand the maxim of you have weaker teams and stronger teams, but in home conditions, anyone can win. And truth be told, this Bangladesh side could have potentially been the team winning this T20I series as well. They had one match which really they threw away, where they got India out for under 100. They could have won that match. They threw that match away. And here also you're seeing it. These kind of tracks are suiting them really well. The Indians, in fact, are struggling. They're not able to tackle, the slower bowling or the difficult tracks. And it's costing them. And don't forget, now you're on the back foot with this ODI series, because again, you're 1-0 down. It's a 3-match series. Now you need to rally. You need to win the next 2 matches. Simple as that.
Yeah, I don't know if it has something to do with our experienced players like Smriti Mandhana, Harmanpreet, Jemima, playing in Australia, in countries like Australia and England in their off season, when there's the WBBL going on, the 100 going on,
the Kia Super League.
Maybe they're more acclimatized to faster pitches, and playing more bounce or playing more short balls. Or more pace. Yeah,
pacey wickets tend to suit them better.
We're not practicing enough against spin, or I don't know, against quality spin, let's say, because more often than not, our opponents are England and Australia and New Zealand.
True.
Right. So, and we've been in Bangladesh, on Bangladesh soil, after a very, very long time.
True.
So it's quite telling that Indian team is at the back foot right now. So I don't know. It's a bit of a difficult situation.
It is because again, I think when most people saw that this Indian team are having a white ball tour, 3 ODIs, 3 tests in Bangladesh, most people thought, oh, they'll roll them over, but that's not really been the case because you've picked a team that features a lot of inexperience. They are understandably struggling on pitches that are probably not the easiest and most conducive to stroke making, and your senior players just haven't stepped up. The onus, I think, if you ask me, is on them because again, you have 3 experienced world-class potentially batsmen. You have Smriti, you have Harmanpreet, you have Jemima Rodriguez. These guys, if one of them puts their hands up and plays a long innings every match, you're winning this series comfortably. But you need them to do that.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a very difficult situation to be in, especially when your international stars are not performing.
Exactly.
One of Smriti Mandhana, who's spent quite some time at the number 1 ODI batting ranking, is it's quite harsh to see that this is the condition that the Indian women's team is at right now. But we wish them good luck for the next.
There's still 2 matches. You could still very well salvage this series.
A good comeback from the Indian women's.
Absolutely.
Hopefully we do.
Yeah, hopefully. But for now, this is the breaking news update. Those of you just joining us, India have started that 3-match ODI series with a loss, and it's a big loss, 40-run loss. 1 match down though. There's still 2 more matches and everything to play for in this series. We'll be keep bringing you the updates from that series as and when it happens. For now though, we're taking your leave. Thank you so much for joining us. Please don't forget, like, share, subscribe, tap the bell, leave us a comment, follow us on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook, and
don't forget to download the AajTak app.
Plus, if you're already on the channel, go ahead, check out some other videos that we've done. For now though, from Gargi and me, Shane, it's goodbye.